Good morning. Today I want to share James 1 verse 22, which says, "But prove yourselves doers of the word, and not merely hearers who delude themselves." When I read this verse today, I immediately thought back to last week when twice I kept hearing or feeling that God was telling me that hearing is not the same thing as listening. And I remember even saying, I can hear someone talking, but am I really listening to them? And so when I read this verse, it was kind of God confirming to me that yes, He did speak that, and that this went right along with that message, in that we have to not just hear somebody reading the Bible or listening to the pastor preach a sermon, but we have to do what the Bible says. We can't just hear it and say, yeah, I know what the Bible says, but we have to be doing it. It's almost like God gave me this illustration of when you have your permit, you could hear someone and listen to them tell you how to drive a car and everything you need to do. But does that make you a licensed driver? Can you just get out in the car and start driving? No, you have to practice. And you have to learn by practicing what you were taught, how to do things. And the more you practice, the better you become at driving. There's a lot of people who have a lot of different thoughts, even on driving. Well, you got to do this, you got to do that. But until you put into practice and see what works, what the truth is, then you're not going to be very good at it. If you just take everything that people say and just assume that that's right. So I want to encourage you, read the Bible for yourself. Pray and hear what God is telling you, and then do it. Put it into practice. Jesus is the perfect example of how we are to live our life, but we have to practice what He did and what He said to do. And the more we practice it, and the more we're listening to what God tells us, then the better we become at it, and the more like Him we become. So, listen to what God has to say to you and put it in practice. Have a blessed day.